I thought I would do like a really fun video ranking the different storyboarding styles out there. And I just want to give a disclaimer. This is my personal opinion. There's nothing objective about my ranking. It's more about my personal taste in storyboards and the storyboards that probably influence my style of storyboarding. So let's jump straight into it. So at the bottom of the list, I am going to put TV/sitcom style animation boards. Now, the reason why I'm putting this at the bottom is because the style you usually have to draw for TV is not necessarily a very loose/gestural style. It's more very clean, and it's almost kind of like vector-like, where you have to draw everything really crisp and accurate, because most of the times you have to send it overseas to be animated and everything needs to be like super clean. Also, it's not very cinematic, and you are very restricted in the way that you're able to board because it's in a sitcom style, which is very flat, and characters usually just kind of walk from left to right across the screen most of the time, not all of the time. So that is my number 6. At number 5 on the list, I'm gonna put live action storyboards. Now, the reason why I chose this over TV/sitcom style storyboards is because live action boards tend to give you a bit more freedom in the angles that you're able to choose, but it's still at the bottom of the list because live action boards are different from animated boards in the sense that you draw less frames and they need to be a bit more detailed, a bit more realistic. There's a lot of shading in there. You have to do less drawing because it's not like animation where you have to draw every pose of the character. It's more of like a key image and a key shot, and then you move on to the next shot. And even though it might be, I guess, less work, I don't see it as more enjoyable or a style that really inspires me personally as a board artist. At number 4, I am going to put the traditional style Japanese animation type storyboards. And what I mean by Japanese animation type storyboards is those boards that are done in that traditional template where you draw storyboards above one another and you come down like this. If you've seen Miyazaki storyboards, you've probably seen the boards that I am talking about. I think most Japanese animation productions tend to board like this, and they might have different drawing styles, but it's in that similar type of Japanese animation storyboards. Hey guys, I just want to take a quick second to tell you about my storyboarding mentorships. If you are someone who is pursuing a career in storyboarding for feature animation and you are struggling to achieve your goals, this mentorship program might be right for you. No matter what skill level you are, I will help you become a better storyboard artist so that you could create the sequences that will make your portfolio much more impressive. I've helped past students get into their dream animation schools and their jobs on their first feature film without even having to move to America. If this sounds like something you might be interested in, you can message me on Instagram or LinkedIn and we can schedule a free consultation call to see which mentorship is right for you. Now back to the video. At number 3, and I think I may have made up this category, but I see it a lot, and it is the Avatar/Studio Mir type storyboards that you see like a lot of board artists do. Now, the first time I saw this type of boarding style was around when the first Avatar came out, and at that time I was still on DeviantArt, and the first artist I saw use this style, and I think who is a massive influence, or maybe the original source of this style, was a storyboard artist named Ki-hyun Ryu, and he did boards on the first Avatar, and I think he worked at Studio Mir at the time. I think he's still there. I'm not sure where he is right now, but I think a lot of artists saw those boards and got really inspired by his boards, and a lot of artists tend to kind of have a similar style to what he did on Avatar, and you would see this style like not only with like the board artists that work on Avatar, but shows like, you know, the DC animated films, stuff like Devil May Cry or like The Witcher and stuff like that. You see this kind of like Avatar style studio mirror boards, and I've noticed that this style is very favorable in like action type animated shows or films, and that's why I am putting that style at number 3. At number 2 is the storyboarding style that I would put my personal storyboarding in this category, and that is the Western style of feature animation boarding. So this includes like studios like Disney and DreamWorks and Pixar and Sony. And what distinguishes this style from other styles is that it is very loose and gestural, it's very cinematic. Even the process itself is different from other storyboarding styles, and even the way that we present our boards or pitch our boards or put the boards in animatics is very, very different. And this style usually has a very similar look. It has like this kind of Disney slash DreamWorks slash Pixar house style, where artists tend to kind of draw very similar, but they also have a very unique drawing style, but it still fits into that Western feature style boarding style. The storyboarding style that I would put at number 1, and it's not even the category of storyboarding that I do, which is the French slash European style of boarding. I'm like absolutely amazed by these boards. You can see examples on the show Arcane and some of the League of Legends stuff, and sometimes I wonder how they actually even get these boards done, because they're like almost pretty much like animation, and it's just taking boards to like a next step. I wouldn't actually recommend that people board like this. I know it's a contradiction because it's at the number 1, but I find these boards to be almost more than just boards. They just become more like art in itself. So yeah, that's my number 1. If you are a storyboard artist, which style do you draw in for your particular career? Do you work on TV, or do you work in like the feature boarding? Do you work in Europe? Do you do live action boards? Let me know in the comments, and maybe let me know how you rank different storyboarding styles based on your personal taste in storyboards. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure and hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.